Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. 100, 200, 300 years from now, people, when they look back, as history will, the history of crypto will largely have been written to that point, let's say. People will look back and wish that they had the type of opportunity to go through the evolution of this. I mean, from the advent of crypto a mere 12 years ago, roughly, the opportunity for asymmetrical gains is quite real, and provably so. Now, of course, these markets are risky, I'm not denying that, but a lot of that just has to do with people FOMOing in, panic selling, not knowing what the hell they're doing, just stupid money, basically, But as far as real opportunity, there's never been anything like this. And so, some people say this is a once-in-a-generation opportunity, and I say no, this is a once-in-a-species opportunity, because you can't just have, cryptocurrency, it's out of the genie's out of the bottle. You can't just have something like that happen again. I doubt there's going to be anything like this ever to happen again to this degree, such financial importance. And so props to you for being here so early. You realize now, this is big news. XRP and the rest of the crypto asset class, you realize it's bigger and more valuable than Google, for example. It's bigger and more valuable than Bank of America. It's bigger and more valuable than JPMORGAN. And you're seeing that all of these entities within the legacy financial system, they're capitulating and they're jumping in because they do see the writings on the wall. Even though things are messy and we don't know which cryptocurrencies for sure will have long-term viability, there's clearly something here. There's clearly opportunity. And here we are, at least staying informed. And so there's never been an opportunity like this financially in the history of mankind. Now, look, to be clear, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast in the crypto space, with XRP being my most favoritist cryptocurrency, and I make YouTube videos as a hobby. That is all that it is, though. But take a look at this headline from you today. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and other coins surpass Google. The total market cap of all cryptocurrencies has surpassed that of Google's parent company, Alphabet. Earlier today, it peaked at $1.53 trillion, with a T, trillion dollars, whereas Alphabet closed at $1.41 trillion at the end of Friday's trading session. Now, this is the type of thing that several years ago, the naysayers said would not, could not ever happen, yet here we are. So, na boo boo. Stick your head in doo-doo, because we were right. We were right about this. It's the crypto asset class is absolutely not going away. And so even for XRP, it couldn't be more clear to me that XRP is just moving in tandem with the rest of the market. I happen to firmly believe that. And I see this market taking off. I illustrated in my last video visually exactly what's happening with not just Bitcoin, but the altcoin market cap and the direction things are going in general. We're talking about a supremely bullish structure, even for XRP, because people are going to speculate on every damn coin. Especially, you're talking about, you think that XRP would be the only large cap coin to not be speculated. You're talking about small and mid cap S-word coins getting speculated on, but not XRP. Oh, okay, my friends. I'm just not convinced that's going to stand. Shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf for sending this next piece my way from the Daily Hodl. Bitcoin's market cap soars past world's largest financial institutions, including JPMorgan Chase and Bank of America. Bitcoin's market capitalization now exceeds the valuation of some of the world's largest financial institutions amid a sustained bull run that catapulted the largest crypto asset above $48,000. And indeed, it did hit yet another all-time high today. Ultimately, is like 49,653. That might have been the right number. I don't know. It is around there, though. But anyway, CoinMarketCap shows that Bitcoin's market capitalization is sort of above $900 billion as it printed a new all-time high. So this was written a little bit earlier in the day. It did end up getting above, but 48,745 at the time. On February 12th, surpassing the valuation of financial giants Visa, which is at $462 billion, PayPal at $349 billion, and MasterCard, which is at $339 billion. And Bitcoin's market cap is also larger than the combined value of JPMorgan Chase at $430 billion, Bank of America $288 billion, and Citigroup, which is $132 billion, with an aggregate market cap of $851 billion together, according to data from companies market.com. And so, just please take a moment to understand this. Like when Bitcoin was, this happens with every market cycle, but let's just talk about the last market cycle. Bitcoin hit $20,000. People saw that, they're like, oh, it's too late. I wish I had been in sooner. I wish I had known when it was like $1,000. Although there was a time when it was at $1,000, people were like, oh my gosh, it's too late. It's already $1,000. I wish I was in when it was $10. Oh my gosh. And so here you go. Now that we do have a bit more of the benefit of hindsight, and I've been here for over 3 years now in this space, I see that Bitcoin, even if you bought it at its all-time high 3 years ago, like you're up substantially. You're up over 100%. You know, and this is nothing too. You got to understand, this is the most illiquid asset class on the planet, without there being a close second. There's almost no money in the space, and you're already seeing Bitcoin at almost $50,000. You're seeing XRP hovering around 60 cents lately. You're talking about a market cap. I don't remember exactly. I didn't look right before I recorded, but I don't know if it's like $25 or $30 billion, probably somewhere around there for XRP. You got to understand there's almost no money in this thing. And so that's why you have these opportunities for asymmetrical gains here. And it's not going to stop anytime soon. You know, I feel bad for everybody that ends up buying at the top of whatever this market cycle ends up being, but there's something to be said for holding. And I understand it can be scary too, because especially when you're talking about 80 to 90% drops, which I think we will see. I don't know what the peak will be, but you're probably going to see 80 to 90% drops again after this, which is historically what's happened every time. The question is, at what point are investors going to get sufficiently sophisticated that they're more picky with what they're purchasing, resulting in many more cryptocurrencies going the way of the dodo, which is my favorite extinct avian creature. You know, because there are all sorts of people that after the last market cycle said, that was it. You'll have hardly any cryptocurrencies running up the next market cycle when things get bullish again, because you had your ICO boom in 2017. Everything's going to go away. There will only be a handful of cryptocurrencies. And the whole time I've been running this channel, I've been saying, I'm really not convinced of that. And I think I've been vindicated to this point, because I saw humans acting just as irrationally as they were the previous market cycle, because there hasn't been sufficient time for real world adoption of any of these cryptos to occur. So why would you expect them to occur any differently? So what I'm saying though, even whoever ends up being the most lucky human on the planet purchasing at whatever the top of this market cycle ends up being, if humans are not going to, from that point in time through the duration of the next bull portion of the next market cycle, if humans still have not sufficiently figured out what is to be important and what deserves to have staying power, I suspect that everything's going to pump again, which absolutely is what is happening here. You find me one mid or large cap coin that hasn't been moving up lately. Not all of them have gone parabolic, but they're all moving up, every single one. If you can find an outlier, actually let me know. I'd be very genuinely interested, because I've planted a bunch of traps, as I've jokingly been calling them. I've been trying to buy as much as I can prior to things going parabolic. And so even if something's already gone up, as long as it hasn't gone parabolic, then I'm fine. Like I won't chase green candles, but I'm not gonna expect of myself that I'll be able to buy the low and sell the high. It's gonna be messy, which is why I always dollar cost average in, and typically anyway, it's certainly what I did with XRP for years. And then just, you know, it starts to become worth more, sell, you know, because you don't know where the top's going to be. You don't want to just think that it's going to go up infinitely and then see it go down. This is not financial advice. I'm just sharing with you like how I look at all this here. But it's just fascinating to think that things are already this big and there's barely any money in this space. I'm telling you, you're going to have all sorts of individual cryptocurrencies that will have multi-trillion-dollar market caps on their own. And you've already seen it. Like Bitcoin's about to hit $1 trillion. It's going to. You know, I mean, does anybody think that it's not going to happen? Like, of course, everybody thinks it's going to happen. Well, that's because it's so close. It's much more clear now. But it'll end up being in a position where it's got a multi-trillion-dollar market cap, and any other cryptocurrency that's going to have true long-term viability, and I hope that would be XRP. I'm certainly long-term confident for it still, even to this point. Well, that's why it's not crazy to think that it could be worth 20 or 30 or 40 or pick your high dollar amount target for XRP. It's not, I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm just saying that the idea of it is not crazy. The idea of, the market cap would be too big, that does not resonate with me. That doesn't make sense. That's a very poor argument, because consider that XRP ran up to almost $4 last market cycle, and that was with roughly 0.001% of humans on the planet having ever held it. And I do mean that, because you can actually calculate how many accounts there were, and so it is still an estimate, but still 0.001% of humans pushed it up, XRP up to almost $4. What the hell do you think is going to happen over the next decade if XRP truly ends up proving to have long-term viability? That's why it's exciting. That's why I'm a long-term holder. I'm never going to sell all my XRP. I'm willing to sell a notable portion during this market cycle if it gets up to where I'm expecting it to go. But that doesn't mean I won't be long. It just means that I need to juggle around what my risk exposure is, because that's what, to me, would be responsible. Taking some profit, putting it somewhere else. Even if it's in something that isn't going to grow as fast as XRP, even if I expect that would be the case, diversity to me is still important. So that's the direction that I'm going to go. And take a look at this. This is incredible, too. This is from Decrypt. BNY Mellon support for Bitcoin is a tipping point for crypto, says industry leaders. Now, mind you, BNY Mellon, this is the oldest bank in the United States of America. I don't know. And that's kind of something in and of itself. Just finally jumping into crypto. Traditional finance can't keep their hands off of Bitcoin. This week, America's oldest bank, BNY Mellon, announced plans to store and manage Bitcoin on behalf of its clients. But I thought it was going to do that. Oh, I'm so surprised. Decrypt spoke to crypto industry leaders to understand what it means for Bitcoin and the wider crypto industry. Those we spoke to think it's a game changer. But to keep the momentum alive, they said the crypto industry must work together. BNY Mellon, a 236-year-old American investment bank that controls around $2 trillion, announced on February 11th that it will soon store Bitcoin and other digital currencies, offering the same asset management services it offers for traditional currencies and stocks. You guys listening up here? This stuff it's in its infancy. And so that's why I was saying a few minutes ago, if you think you're too late to the party, you are early to the party. I'm sorry you're mistaken. I don't even need to say sorry. You should be thrilled to hear that, right? You are early to the party. Most of us here to this point, I understand there are tons of new people. I got that. Like brand new people. And hey, welcome to the party. But for real. But most of the people that are here to this point got in before the vast majority of institutional money has flowed in, and the vast majority of, publicly, let's just say Fortune 500 companies. Publicly traded companies, fine. But almost none of them are here yet. There are some. And so that's one of the neat things about this to me, too. Because, look, if... and it's an if, fine. Normally, you don't see a bull market cycle go like 4 years long, but I've mentioned this in a video recently too. Is CZ, the CEO founder of Binance, the largest cryptocurrency exchange by volume on the planet, thinks that we could see 4 more years of bull activity for crypto. Now, normally that wouldn't make sense, and so this is why, for me, I'm not predicting this is going to happen, but I could see a path forward where it's possible. The reason I think it's possible is if you just see a truly unprecedented amount of institutional money and as well as publicly traded companies and businesses in general investing into Bitcoin. Even if it's just specifically Bitcoin, that'll result in a bigger pie for the whole crypto asset class. I don't care that it's not flowing directly into XRP. Yeah, that would be awesome sauce. I don't need that to happen. I just need a bigger pie. And so if it's flowing into Bitcoin, I believe that will happen. And so if this is a beginning, if we're going to see an exponential increase, and this is an if, but if we see an exponential increase in that type of investment for the Bitcoin, even just Bitcoin specifically, this thing could go on much longer than what people are thinking. And consider this also. Many of the analysts that I've been following for many years now were typically predicting, a lot of them, some would predict higher than this, but by and large what I'd see is like, oh, Bitcoin will go to $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 this market cycle. As we've seen the beginning of institutional money really flow in, because that is what has been spurring this actual market cycle for the first time ever. Because other market cycles, every single other one, understand it was retail speculators that spurred it all. This is the first time institutional money has done that. And so since that has happened, it has caused many analysts to change their Bitcoin price prediction top for this market cycle up substantially, hundreds of thousands of dollars higher. And so what I'm saying is they'll have to adjust it again if it is the case that you are seeing an exponential increase in institutional adoption. To this point, it does look like that, but I'm still not comfortable enough making that prediction. I'm just saying, I'm recognizing nobody's talking about this really, but I'm seeing this. It could happen. And so if it slows down, then I'll say, no, it's not likely it's going to happen. We'll have a shorter market cycle. Maybe it'll only go another 12 months for all I know. I'm not sure. Some people think it would only, even now, I think it's only going to go another 9 to 12 months. But I think it's dependent upon that. So it's interesting. But the neat thing there, then, is if Bitcoin's top is going to be that much higher, so would XRP, so would every other coins. Wouldn't you think in a general sense? Wouldn't that seem likely? Or would it just be Bitcoin that only runs up? No, we're talking again about a bigger pie. So whatever people are thinking would be a reasonable top for XRP this market cycle, add a multiplier effect to that. And it could get truly bonkers. So I'm not predicting that. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I just wanted to continue to point that out. That could be a possibility because it does, at least currently, seem like there's this exponential increase. It's just worth noting. So I just wanted to share that. But I'll go ahead and wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.